Hello everybody, welcome back. This is Dina. It is January the 19th. In case you were wondering, I've been MIA. I've been gone for a week. I spent the week with friends stitching, and I have had a fabulous time. We tried out a new cabin none of us had ever been to before. And we had some friends that could stay the entire week and some that couldn't, so people were in and out. But I will tell you, it was fabulous. It was a great way to spend a week together. We took turns preparing meals. We stitched all day when we weren't chatting or frogging. Yes, some of us had visits from the frog. But I went ahead and have summarized kind of what I've stitched, and what I'm going to share with you today is each project I worked on. I'll introduce them to you in the order that I worked on them. So the first one I worked on, I'm going to show you first, and so forth. But because I stitched on them multiple days, when you see them, you'll see the total stitching. So I'll just tell you, here's what I worked on all these different days. And here's how many stitches I put in them all totaled. Okay. So the first project I'm going to share with you, I started working on it the 12th, which is the day that we arrived at our destination. And I worked on it again on the 13th, and then again on the 15th, and on the 16th. Now, I didn't work on it all day on those days. I worked on it for prompts. I worked on it for my my Bringo board, or one of my Acrostics or something like that. But on the 16th of January, I finished it. And I put in a total of 1,604 stitches over the course of those 4 days. And I finished All You Need Is Love. I think it is absolutely precious. My thoughts at this time lean toward a pillow. I'm going to take it with me and see if I can find the perfect fabric for it to make a pillow to go on our bed. And if I can, that's how I'm going to do it. If I can't find the perfect fabric for a pillow, then I very well may frame it. But I've framed so much stuff that I can't put it all out. And I would love to have this one be a pretty little pillow to go on the couch or on our bed or somewhere during the whole month of February. And I should have time to get that done. So I was really, really happy with that. This I had wanted to give to my husband as a Valentine's present, and now I can. So I'm excited about that, but I gotta go see about getting some fabric. Depending on the weather, maybe I can go shopping tomorrow. We shall see. So I worked on that, as I said, bits and pieces over 4 days, and got that one finished. But the second day that we arrived, that we were at our getaway, we decided to do an event called 3 Starts in 3 Hours. And we were allowed to pick our 3 ahead of time and put our first stitch in, so that we had already done all the calculations on where to start. And so when we got everybody ready, everybody's needle threaded with the thread that was hanging in there, we set the timer for an hour, and we just stitched for an hour. At the end of the hour, when the alarm went off, when the timer went off, we stopped. We went and got water. We went to the restroom, whatever we needed to do. And when everybody was back in their seat again and ready to go, we started another hour on our second project, and so forth. So my 3 projects were January wordplay, December wordplay, and Always and Forever. And the first one of those that I started was January wordplay. So I want to share that one with you. Pardon the zipper. This is what it looks like, the way that it is designed. Now, I did a color conversion because I just like brighter colors than this. And so I will share with you what I did. I have not finished it. Don't get excited. When I said I did, I realized it could have implied that I had finished it, but I haven't. This is how far I got in my 1 hour, and then I stitched on it one more time over the week that we were together, and I put a total of 514 stitches in it, which I think is a pretty good start. So I'm pleased with that. But here are how my colors are looking. Just slightly brighter. I love this blue linen. It is 32 count linen. It's an unknown color. It was part of an estate sale that I got at our guild retreat last year, and I was tickled to death that I had the perfect piece to stitch on that. So I stitched on that January wordplay on both the 13th when I started it, and I went back on the 16th and picked it up again to get the rest of those 514 stitches, just to get a better start on it. Then the second start that I had was, pardon me as I'm reaching down to get these, December wordplay. Once again, a zipper. So my December wordplay, this is what it looks like from Brenda Gervais. And I, again, did a color conversion to brighten it up. And I had another remnant of beautiful 32 count linen. Don't know the color because it was part of the estate sale. And this is how big the piece was, but this is how much I got done on it. I worked on December wordplay the 13th, some on the 14th, and I picked it up again on the 18th to work on it. And I actually put in 1,102 stitches over the course of a week. So I'm excited about this one because all I have left on this one is the Santa Claus, 3 little Christmas trees, and 3 words. And I'll be through with this one. So this one should be a finish this month, I hope. And that would be awesome. So that was one of my new starts. And all total, I put in 1,102 stitches in that one. So then I had my third new start, which was Always and Forever. And this is a beautiful Little House Needleworks sampler. And I decided to make it my blessing sampler as well. Thank you, Carla, for that idea. But this says, loving you always and forever. And it has their initials and the date of their wedding. And so I changed mine to put my initials, my husband's initials, and the date of our wedding on mine. And my plans are to finish this in some way. Not sure how yet, but I'll think about that for a little bit. But I want to gift it to my husband for our anniversary. And I used this beautiful, let's see, Adventuring by Bestitch Me. This is how pretty that fabric looks. And this is my piece on it. I used a variegated silk. So all that is just one silk. It's just variegated quite heavily. Not as much as some, but I love the change that it makes. And so there you have our information. My thread I used is a water lily, and it is South Pacific. And that's what it looked like. And I'm so tickled that I have this finished because it was one that I really wanted to do for our anniversary. And I'm so tickled that I got it finished. So I worked on this piece, Always and Forever. I worked on it on the 13th as my new start. It was my third new start. And then I picked it back up on the 14th and the 15th, and I finished it on the 15th. And I put in 1,675 stitches in this too for the finish. So if you're counting, that's 2 finishes. Very excited about that. Then, part of my Bringo board called for a project that has something to do with your name. And so I chose my Nora Corbett, the letter H, for my initial, for Hudgens, my last name. And I'll get the pattern out here and show you this is what it's supposed to look like when you finish it. And I worked on this one on the 14th, the 16th, and the 17th to get a little stitching in it to get a good start on it. And this is where I got to. I've put in 1,007 stitches so far. I don't know if you can see that white or not, but her wing is white right by the dress. And then it goes over the part of the letter, so that's what turns it purple. The letter looks like it's, you can see through the wing. I think that's beautiful. What a beautiful effect. So I love this fabric. This is Ledger, Ledger, Ledger by Be Stitch Me. It was a fabric of the month, neutral. But I thought it looked perfect with this color palette. Very excited about this one. And this is letter H to go in our home. So this is one I will be displaying at some point. So that saw 3 days of stitching. Then for another call on my Bringo was my Peacock pattern. And this is what it looks like. This is by the Cottage Garden Samplings. I think it's beautiful. I'm doing mine on a 32 count remnant. And I was able to put in just another 170 stitches because I only needed 100 for my prompt. And I put in this blue swirl there, and I finished off that thread that was hanging there. It's not all that color, but I finished the thread that was parked there. And I put the little top feathers on top of the head. Got that done. So I think it's pretty. Made a little progress on it, just to stitch on it for the event. And that was on the 15th that one was called. And then the next one called for my Bringo that I had to work on was Rosie Rhapsody. And my Rosie Rhapsody was my birthday start this year. I'll remind you what it looks like. It's a beautiful Rosewood Manor. And if you'll recall, I'm only doing the top portion up there because I have a frame I want it to fit in. And I'm doing it on a beautiful opalescent fabric that's called Box Turtle Opalescent. It's from the Dames of the Needle. And this is how far I've gotten of that top corner. So I put in 139 stitches on this one. I didn't do more on this one, but you would have thought I would have because it's monochromatic. And that's actually why I used it, because the call for Bringo was to work on a monochromatic piece. But this opalescent fabric is dark, and my lighting was not perfect. It wasn't great. So, and the threads are dark as well. So I did what I needed to for the call, ran out the thread, and felt like that was enough. But this is a Silken Colors silk, and it's called Camouflage Green. I think it's absolutely beautiful. And I love the way that it is striping on here. I am stitching each X as I go to complete it. And I am trying to stitch across this way so that it kind of streaks it. And I'm loving it. Now when I can see it, I'm really, really enjoying it. But I just didn't have good light. Good enough, I guess, to do something this dark. So I did what I needed to, and I went on to other things. So the next one that was called, also I stitched on the 17th. I don't think it's actually been called yet. It hasn't been called yet. And I was thinking, oh, I need to work on something that I have plenty of room so I don't run out before it is called. And it's the Hands-On Design Banner, Snow Much Fun. I had completed the fun one. And so this time I was starting on snow. And I'll show you how far I got. I actually put in 448 stitches on this one. And I got the top row done with except one exception. I don't have the little clips yet stitched in that are clipping the mittens to the line. So that's all. That'll be the first thing I do when I pick it back up before I go below it and start the rest of the stitch. But I'll be working on this again. It is on my Bringo board and it hasn't been called yet. So we'll see how soon it does get called, but I'll be working on that again. But while we were away, I worked on that on the 17th. And then the last one I worked on was for the prompt. And that prompt was to work on something that was a gift to you. And when our Lake House Stitchers get together, you know, we gift each other kits. And this is one of the kits that I had been gifted. And the ornament that I was to stitch on it, I have a great picture of it. Let me get that for you. Is this one. And that says, "Joy is in the giving." And that was gifted to us with fabric and floss and everything, beads, everything we need to get it done. And I had a new start with it, and I put in 715 stitches. And I am doing it on the 14 count Aida that was provided by my friend that gifted the kit to me. And so I have completed this whole row, including back stitching, minus the beads. I thought I would just do all the beads together at one time. So I have to repeat this whole top border below, and I have to put in the words "in the giving" to finish this one. And it will be called on my Bringo board one more time. So what I'm trying to do is not do any more work on it till it's called, because then if I have enough time when it's called, I can finish it. And that might make me another finish this month. So there you go. Now, that was on the 18th. Today was a travel day. I have not stitched yet. But on my board is called for something that, I think it was something that someone else chose for you, if I'm not mistaken. And that is my Christmas stocking. And it's the little stocking ornament that I'm doing, one per month. And so I have not stitched on it yet today, so I won't share it. I have it in here ready to go. But once I stitch on it, then I will hopefully come back and share with you what I was able to accomplish. Hey, darling. She was very welcoming when we got home today. She loved on me really hard. It was so sweet. And she was also happy to see a friend of mine who brought me home. So that was good. Hey, darling. But I feel like I got a lot of stitching done. I loved it. I felt like I got lots. I didn't add up my total stitches, but I had a pretty good week. And I think it's harder when you're not stitching in your own space. And I didn't have my floor stand with me. I wasn't sure I'd have enough room. I wasn't sure I had enough room in the place we were going because nobody had ever been there. And I wasn't sure I'd have enough room in the car I was riding in. I didn't want to overcrowd someone else. So I didn't take it. But if I ever get to go back there again, and we're talking about maybe going back there again, I'll take my floor stand. Because I was having to stitch my old-fashioned way where I held it in my hand and reached around for every stitch, and it really slows you down. So it was still fun to do. It was still fun to be together with other stitchers. That's what is so amazing. So loved, loved, loved my week. I have a busy week coming up. I have a follow-up with my heart doctor. Hopefully everything will come out completely great. It did last time. Hey, darling. She's just wanting lots of love. Sorry. And then also I have time to stitch with a couple of friends virtually. And I have a lunch date with some ladies from church. And hopefully then, after a call with my sister on Friday, this Saturday, weather permitting, our friends Charles and Cheryl are coming up and we're going to celebrate Christmas, and I'll get to gift her quilt. I can't wait. I can't wait to give it to her. So that's my week ahead. Looking forward to it. So I will keep you posted. I will share stitching with you as I go, and just let you see what I've been up to. I know this is an unusual format for me to show you everything at one time this way now. I did that at one time, and I had gotten into doing the daily, more like a vlog style, and I really prefer that because, you know, showing all of this at one time, don't really get to give you any details on, you know, what I learned on stitching something, or if I had any, you know, aha moments, or give you any tips if something's wrong with the pattern. I really didn't get a chance to put all that in today because you forget. You forget if you wait a week. So I didn't go into too much detail other than this is what I stitched and why and when. So there you go. But I've been busy. I've been working on all these things, and I think that's wonderful. While I was away, I got a call from my framer, Mindy at Hobby Lobby. She has my Christmas parade ready, and I'm supposed to pick it up tomorrow. So I'm looking forward to that. And as soon as I get home with it, I'll share it with you. I hope you had a wonderful week. I hope you're well and healthy, and I hope you're stitching. Till we talk again, happy stitching, everybody. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. It is January the 20th, and I'm here to talk to you a little bit about my stitching today. I started out this morning working on a project that was a call from earlier, and I got to put the stitches in that were required, and I put in even extra stitches, but I didn't finish it, and I wanted to because I want to do one of these every month if I can. So I finished my little stocking from the 12 Days of Christmas stockings from Annie B's Folkart. And I have not put the beads in yet. There are supposed to be red beads in amongst these berries, and there's supposed to be white beads, cream beads in the number there. And I will do that, but since I'm doing all mine on this big piece of fabric, I've got 2 of these, and I'll probably do at least 6 or so on here and 6 on the other one. I'm gonna wait and bead it when I finish stitching everything, so I can bead it all together at the same time. So that was a finish today, and I was really tickled with it. Then I had to pick up my Bringo call for today. And my Bringo call today was to stitch on something from a magazine. So I've used this one once before to stitch on something that was either gifted to you or you were going to stitch as a gift, because this was gifted to me by one of my Lake House Stitcher friends when we swapped Christmas ornaments that we kitted for each other. And you've seen me stitch on it already once before if you've been watching for the Bringo challenge, but today I finished it. So I put in 312 more stitches and finished this ornament. Now the lady that made these for us, she did hers in a square flat ornament with a beautiful backing fabric and a red chenille hanger or trim. I'm gonna make mine into a pillow, I think, a little pillow. And I'm gonna use her backing fabric and her chenille for trim. And if it's not long enough to go all the way around it, I think it might be, but if it's not, then I will, I'll find another red trim to put around the pillow. But that is another finish today. So I've had a great day. I've had 2 finishes today. Awesome. They're both smalls, but that's okay. Tickled to death to have both of them done. And that is the first one of my Lake House Stitchers projects that I've been gifted that I've stitched. So I'm glad for that. So I was Zooming with friends tonight when I finished my joy is in the giving ornament. And then I thought, well, what I need to do now while I'm Zooming is catch up on my temperature tree. I was gone. I left on a Sunday and didn't get home till a Sunday. And I had decided I was going to take part of my day every Sunday to stitch my tree for the previous week. So since I was gone 2 Sundays, I had 2 weeks to do. So I did that tonight. Here's my tree. I think it's beautiful. As you can tell, we've had a little bit of a range in our temperatures. So I think that's going to make for a beautiful tree. So I have stitched the leaves through today. So next Sunday or Monday, I can stitch the ones for this week that we're in now. So I'll put this away for another week and I'll pull it out, and hopefully in the near future, I'll have a chance to share it with you again. So the last thing I want to show you is a real treat for me. I mentioned that I got a call while I was at my stitching meetup with my friends, my week-long stitching retreat, and my my Christmas parade was ready. And I'm going to leave it wrapped because I'm going to put it in my closet until Christmas next year. So pardon the plastic, but I just didn't want to take it off. But that charcoal mat matches the boots perfectly in there. And this is actually a white frame that is sparkly, because this is an opalescent fabric. And so the frame is a little bit sparkly, which I think is awesome. And it has, it's distressed around the edges. I don't know if you can see that well, maybe a little bit there. Oh, there you go. Now you can see it, which has that gray tint in it. And I just think that is fabulous. You can see the edge there. So that is Christmas Parade. And I will be storing that till next Christmas and bring it out then. So I'm excited about that. Thanks for letting me share that with you and all the stitching for today. Tomorrow I have a normal checkup with my cardiologist to make sure everything's still going great, and I don't anticipate any trouble with that. And then the rest of the day I'll be stitching. Coco gets groomed tomorrow, and so it'll be a big day for her, and I'm gonna ask him not to cut it quite so short since it's not so hot, and we'll just see how that goes for her. But in the meantime, I hope you're stitching. I hope you're having good weather where you are. We're having cold weather here. I had to turn my little heater off just so you wouldn't hear it roaring as I was recording tonight. But it's going to be cold here, and we're a slight chance of snow on Wednesday. I don't have to go anywhere on Wednesday. I'm excited about that. I've kind of planned it that way. So I do have one thing I'll share with you. I have finalized my year of WIP list, and I know we had until the 18th of January to post it, but I've decided I'm going to participate sort of in the background with Year of WIPs. I'm not going to make an album. I'm not going to post pictures and all. I will be sharing, possibly in the Facebook group, my Year of WIP finishes, but I will be doing that. Not making an album and not having to keep up with all that. I'm posting so much in so many places. I just decided that I don't think I'll be doing that this year. But I'm delighted that Melanie has got that focus in that group, and I'm a member of the group, and I'll stay a member of the group, and I'll share my finishes in there. I just don't, I'm trying to limit a little bit of how much posting I have to do. I don't want my administrative work to take over my time. and give me no time for stitching. But I will share with you that I picked 10 year of whip finishes for the year. And for me, I started counting it as of January 1. And so I have hit my first year of whip finish with my All You Need Is Love that I finished on retreat this past week. So now I have 9 more left on my list that I want to do. And so as I get those done, I'll share those with you. And I wish you well, and I hope you get all of yours done in 2025 as well. All right, I'm going to say goodnight, and I will talk to you tomorrow, hopefully, and have more stitching to share. Happy stitching, everybody. Good night. Hi, everybody. Welcome back. Well, it is the 21st of January, and so far we don't have snow. We are looking at a possibility of it tomorrow, but not today, which is good. So today I needed to stitch on my Bringo call, and today was to stitch on something inspired by your pet or your friend's pet. And as it turns out, something I'm working on for my sister Stephanie would fit that. So sis, look away. I'm going to show yours again, and I'll show everybody else what I'm working on for you. So I recently showed you this as a new start. Today I picked it up and I wanted to put another 100 stitches in it. And I actually wound up getting 332 stitches in it, which is great. So I've added to it a little bit. I think it's going to be really, really pretty. Looking forward to seeing how it plays out. But I'm enjoying it. It's a fun, fun stitch. Okay, sis, you can look back now. So, after I did my bingo call for the day, I went back and looked at acrostics, and I had one letter left. And that letter was to work on something that would be for an E. And when I originally put something down for the E, I had chosen the word evergreen for the trees in my word play I was working on. And I looked, and I had 2 different word plays that had evergreen trees. And I thought, great, I've got all these E's, I'll just use 2 of them. Well, I was reminded by a friend over this retreat week that in the Daily 30 group, if you want to use the same project for a letter, you can, but you can't use the same object. And even she felt or thought that even if you use the same object in different whips, that it would not count. So to err on the side of caution, I decided that I would pull up a different project altogether for my E. And I pulled out a recent new start, Santa's Workshop, because there is an elf sitting on that table as his helper. So this E was for elf. Now here's the other thing. I had a discount coupon that I had gotten from getting the monthly challenge completed last month. So for January, I had a coupon where I could stitch 100 stitches, and it be, the coupon is for 200 stitch discount. So for 100 stitches, you get to mark one of your monthly acrostic letters complete. So today, I stitched 116 stitches in Santa's Workshop, and I just continued working these green branches and leaves across that border. I think I had a couple of them done. I started around here and I worked my way over until I hit 116 stitches at the end of that little motif there. So there you have it. I wanted to do that, first of all, to finish the acrostic. but also I wanted to do that as a shortened way to use my coupon that I earned because I hadn't used it on any before then. And I also want to do additional stitching if I can today, unless I go down and spend time watching TV with my hubby, which I may do, depending on what his plans are for the evening. So I will either be back to share more stitching with you from today, or I'll find out what my calls are for tomorrow, and I'll do it tomorrow. But I'm excited about the progress that was made today. I felt like that was a really good amount of stitching, especially on my sister's project, and kept me working on my Santa's workshop pretty soon after I had already touched it. So that'll keep it coming out to play quite often, which is good. I've already started working on acrostics. I have the 24 hours of cross stitch calendar, so I have those in advance now. And so I've planned that one. And I have gotten the one that Carolyn Zook posted for the group for the monthly magazine challenge. So now the only one I can't have is the daily 30, and I just can't get that till the first day of the month. So I'll have to add it in and just kind of throw things at it when it's posted. But at least I have two that I can plan for, and hopefully there'll be enough things in those two acrostics that I can just do 300 stitches on and count it for my daily 30 as well. But for now, I'm going to clean all this up, and then I'm going to look at possibly starting supper and see what my evening might hold. I hope you've had a good day. I certainly have. We had an interesting day. Coco was supposed to have grooming today, but the schools were out today, and our groomer's children were home, and she couldn't get to work. So they had rescheduled it for tomorrow, and she's let them know that they're going to be out of school again tomorrow. So we have penciled it in for Friday, and we hope that Coco gets her grooming on Friday. We'll see. Keep your fingers crossed. But I felt bad because it was really cold this morning, and we took her out and rushed her over there, and then she couldn't be groomed because there was nobody there to do it. They didn't know before we got there. So you have to drop them off early, so they didn't know in time to tell us not to come, but that's okay. Can't think of anything else right now to share with you, so I guess I will let you go on to the next clip, and for you, just a few seconds. For me, it may be a whole nother day. But enjoy your stitching, and I can't wait to have more stitching to share with you. Happy stitching, everybody. Good evening, everybody. Welcome back. It's later on, January 21st. I have had a lovely evening. I cooked a nice dinner for my husband and I, and then we watched our favorite game show, the Beast Games, tonight. And we've also been trying to help Coco get adjusted to some little booties that we bought her because the streets are so cold and covered in ice. And she's not liking it very much. She's very confused. I have a little footage of us trying to encourage her to walk in them. It's not going well yet, but my husband is very optimistic that she'll catch on. And then he decided he needed to kind of turn in early and wanted to get to bed by about 10 o'clock. So I came back up here and I did some more stitching. I decided that I would work on my second whip go call and see if I could knock that out. And I am happy to report that I did. So my second call was for a summer project, and this is a summer stitch. It says Summer Treats. And so, as you know, I'm doing this for my husband's birthday. And so I'm trying to pour some work into it. I would love to have it finished in time for his birthday this year. So we'll see how that goes. So I'll share with you that on my whip go goal, unless it's otherwise stated, my goal is for 300 stitches. And so tonight, I actually got 307 stitches. And let me show you what that accomplished. So I was able to get the 3 little ice cream cones in there and the little tray that they're in. I was able to back stitch a lot of the pole, the handles, and part of the ice cream cart. And that all total, I started also on the front light on the little cart here. And altogether that was 307 stitches. So there it is. I am trying to back stitch as I go on this one. And so far that's doing pretty well. I think it's a precious chart. I am having some difficulties with it, and I want to share that with you in case you're thinking about stitching it, that you can be aware of it as well. I'm not finding all the instructions that I need. For instance, there's nothing anywhere that I can find that tells me what the back stitch color is supposed to be for the cart, for the ice cream cones. Really and truly, there's a bunch of back stitching instructions here, but I've read them several times, and I go in and look specifically for what I'm working on, and I cannot find it. So today I just made a decision what color I was going to back stitch everything that wasn't specified, and that's what I had to do. I'm not real happy about that, but what I did is I went back and picked up the back stitching that had taken place up here on the flag, on the umbrella for the cart, and then I just carried that on down around the cart, and I chose to do the ice cream cones in the darkest shade of the brown of the cone, so that they were backstitched, but that it didn't jump right out at you. And so I think I'm doing okay, but truthfully, you'll just have to decide yourself what color you're going to backstitch it, because they're not telling you. They're not telling you at all. I don't even know how I decided what color to backstitch that in the beginning, because I'm not finding it here in the chart anywhere. There's pictures on the back. There's no further instructions back there, so be aware of that. Otherwise, the chart has been easy to follow. And I will tell you one other thing. This ice cream cone, this third one, that's the strawberry one. This looks like vanilla, chocolate, and strawberry. This one had little red dots that are usually on other patterns. They've been beads, or French knots, where you go back in and you stitch over the stitching there. And so I decided to use pink beads, little pink beads for that. But again, there's nowhere, absolutely nowhere on this key that shows those little red dots and what you're supposed to stitch them with, or if they're beads. And it doesn't call for beads. So I'm assuming they were supposed to be French knots, but there's nothing here to tell me that. I can't find it. Anyway, so I feel like a couple of things are missing, but you can kind of do your own thing. Just be aware of it and don't panic when you can't find it. So that's that. So let's do a little recap. That means that my 2 Whip Go calls so far this month are now are both completed. So Whip Go's done for January. And I can wait till the 25th now to get my calls so I can make plans for next month. So that's Whip Go. Of my monthly requirements, this is my 500 stitches, my Royal Games monthly section, my Whip Go calls, and my new starts that I've planned. I only have one left to do, and that is my Royal Games 2. I have actually stitched my January section. I have completed it. But if you recall, recently I found out that I'm doing that for a guild project, and we have to have that ready to present. I believe it's at the September meeting, maybe August, but I have to have it done. So I don't have as long to do that one as I thought. So I have decided that I'm going to combine at least I'm going to combine 2 sections twice, and that will take me down to 10 months. And then I'll probably need to combine another section or do like 1.5 sections twice in order to make it. And so I'm kind of looking at this month, wanting to give it a big push to get it started, that I would really like to complete another half a section this month. And so I'll be working on that before the end of the month, and I'll share it with you then and let you know how I did. But for now, as of today, I completed all 3 acrostics that I'm working in the Magazine Monthly Challenge group, which is a Facebook group. It is the brainchild of Carolyn Zook and Robin, and it's a lovely group, a great group of people, and they're doing Bringo right now, and I am doing Bringo with them. And there are 4 more calls for that and to be done, and the one for tomorrow is number 11, which on my board is a banner year. Let's see, the prompt was something you would take on vacation, and I actually did take that one on vacation this year, so that was a perfect pick. So I think I'm doing really, really well on my goals. I'm excited about that. I've done all the assigned stitching that I wanted to do for acrostics and whip go and my monthly requirements and all of that. So now when I finish out Bringo, I will have from the 26th through the end of the month to stitch anything I want. And so I can look at maybe finishing up the other 2 of my 3 new starts, because I finished 1 already. I could look at whether or not that would give me enough time to work on another section of Royal Games, or whether I want to work on trying to finish Rudolph's Tree Farm, because that's a full coverage piece, and the sooner I can finish it this year, the sooner I could consider starting the 4th one of the series of 6. So we'll see how that goes. I was looking ahead, pardon my close-up of my head there. I had to reach down and get my annual planning notes here, but I was looking ahead at February to see what my new starts are planned for that. One of them is one of the Polar Plunge, which will be my last one. Will be the Puffin Pear. And then I'm to start with my friend Lori from Once Upon a Stitch. We're supposed to start our Spring Green Pears. It would be my 2nd one in the series. And then I had on here to do a start called For a Friend, which is a beautiful blue-toned pillow that's just really precious. It's a small. So those are 3 new starts, but they're all smalls, which is great. So that looks completely doable with my monthly requirements, and then adding in those 3 starts. That'll be fun. I don't know how I will plan on doing those new starts, because I don't have a retreat that says I'll be doing 3 new starts in 3 hours for this month. So it might be that I just pick one per week and do it for the first 3 weeks of the month, and then give myself the last week of the month to see if I can pull any of them to a finish. So that's what we've got kind of coming ahead. So we'll get that done then. Well, I am excited. Weather permitting, my friend Juliana is coming over to stitch with me tomorrow. So I'm looking forward to that. And I think we're going to try to have lunch together, and then we will, do some stitching. So looking forward to that. I put up a video today, which happened probably the whole week before I was gone. And but then because I was gone a week, I didn't get to work on it. I did not film while I was at retreat because I've mentioned before, I like to be in the moment with my friends. I don't want them to feel like it's part of my video. I just want it to be part of my life. And so I didn't film anything. We had a great time. We had great food, great stitching, and great friendship. And so I've shared with you the stitching I've done, but there won't be any filming of it. So basically what you'll have is my catch-up of what I stitched and then everything I've done since I got home in your next one. So if you're looking for videos of where I was and who I was with, I just didn't feel comfortable doing that. Didn't want to put them through that. They're not floss tubers. I didn't want them to feel uncomfortable. One person there does a floss tube other than me. But I noticed that person wasn't filming either. We were all of us just enjoying our time together. I hope you are enjoying all of your time that you're spending stitching. I always wish that for you, and I tell you that probably more often than you want to hear, but I hope you're having a good time with it. I certainly am, and I am looking forward to having a good time with my friend Juliana stitching tomorrow. So until we get to talk again, happy stitching, everybody. Good evening, everybody. Welcome back. It is January the 22nd, and I'm here to talk to you a little bit about my stitching for today. Today's call for my Bringo was for a banner year. I was looking to see, the number was 11. This is the one I'm working on. That's a banner year from Hands On Design. And I had done fun before, and I started back on over here on snow. So when I got started, I had done the 3 mittens. I hadn't done the little clothespin type things, but I had done the mittens. So today I stitched 168 stitches, and I got snow. I got the Christmas trees that are covered in snow, the little bit of snow that's falling down, and I went up here and put in the little clothespins. So 168 stitches, and I decided that was it. My friend Juliana came over today. We stitched on this a little while together, and then we did some shopping. I had a lovely viewer send me a box of fabrics and patterns to share with stitching friends. And Juliana loves Aida. And so I had her come over and look to see if there was some of the Aida that she could use for projects. And we had the most fun going through the fabrics and imagining what we could put on each one and going through the patterns that had been submitted. So Juliana did a little bit of shopping. She called a friend of hers and sent pictures to her, and they did a little bit of shopping. And the rest I am taking to my stitching meetup, and it will become door prizes for people that are interested. They can put their little ticket in there, and they can grab the fabric. So I have shared these goodies with all my friends at the stitching retreat that I went to, with my friend Juliana and our friend Lynn, and now I'm going to take it on over to the stitching meetup on Saturday, because I still have quite a bit of fabric left that I can share with other stitchers. So I'm very excited about that. Then I just spent a little bit of time cleaning up, straightening up, organizing, and I'm going to be starting my Great British Bake Off game we're supposed to start our stitching on the 1st of February. So I went ahead tonight while I had time, because I'm going to have company over the weekend, when we had all agreed that we would watch it by the 26th. Well, I'm going to have company this weekend. So I went ahead and watched the first episode, and I've identified all the people in the order that they appeared, and I've paired them with I had my set of projects already numbered 1 through 12, so I just matched them up. There was no planning, no plotting, no moving things around. It was just, that's the straight list. So that's what I did. So I got that done today too. So that was awesome. Now I am about to go downstairs and spend a little time with my family. Coco's been up here a couple of times wanting me to come on with her and play with her, so I need to do that. And tomorrow's a busy day. Tomorrow we have a gentleman from a company that we discovered through Costco that's going to come and look at our kitchen. We need some countertops. We had agreed when we bought the house that we would replace the countertops. They're very dated and they have nicks and things in them, and I'm afraid that bacteria can get down in there. So we're gonna get a quote, see how much damage that'll be. And then I get to go and have lunch with some ladies from church tomorrow. I'm excited about that. And when I get home from that, I get to do some stitching online with two of my friends that I stitch with once a month. And it is just going to be a red letter day tomorrow. I'm so excited about it. So that's good news. Well, I'm going to let you get on with your stitching, continue with your stitching, I hope. And I will talk back with you when I have something to share again. Happy stitching, everybody.
Which one did we try? Is this the one we've been trying now?
Hey, baby. Hey,
She hasn't walked around in them yet. I just
want
put
to try
them
on
on
your
her feet.
shoes? Huh? Try on your shoes? Say, want to try on your shoes?
I've just been putting them on her feet. I haven't let her walk around in them yet.
Okay, let's see how she does.
Right.
Yeah.
Come here, bring me your foot. Come here. Here, stand up. Right. Want to put it on the front foot or the back foot? Which foot you want to do today? I know you're going to get all upset, but come here. All right, you ready? Give me your foot. No, don't eat it. Don't eat it. Oh, come on. Stand up. You're making it hard. All right, let me see your foot. Come here. Over here. Come here. We'll do it this way. All right, come here.
Maybe you have to put her on the table.
No. She'll be okay. Come here. There you go. Come on. We've done it before. Come here.
She thinks you're going to play.
No, we're not going to play. Come here. Come here. We'll do it again. Come here. I'm going to stand up. Oh, my goodness. Oh, watch out. Watch out. Watch out. Watch out. Watch out.
I don't think she's ready to try that.
Oh, I can't see. Do you want to try to move? You can put your foot down. Go ahead and put your other foot down now. Well, we're doing better. We have on 2 boots today. You want to put it down? Okay. Here we are trying the back feet. Coco, can you move? You're frozen? You can't walk with your boots on. Well, you're doing good. We'll try again next time.
So that when we got there, they could just pick it up and start working because we were just going to stitch for an hour on each.
She's still frozen. Oh, here she comes. Oh, there you go.
So we made it a fun game.
There you go. That's good. You gonna try it again? Here she comes.
Come here, baby. Come see me. I'm trying to make her walk for him. Come on. Come on. Oh, come on. It's okay. It's okay. Just walk on. Come on. It's okay. She's shaking her feet like she stepped in something.
Come on, it's okay. Oh, that's a good girl. That's a good girl. Yes, it is. That's a good girl. Come on over. Come on, it's all right. Put your foot down. It's good. It's good. It's not going to hurt. Oh, there you go. There you go. Oh, good girl. That's a good girl. Okay. Come on. Oh, good. Good girl. Oh, that's a good girl.